Good morning, San Antonio, Texas. So, audio might be a little loud. They're doing a lot of cleaning up on the Riverwalk, as you can see. So, I do apologize for that if it's louder than usual. Um, so, a lot happened yesterday. That should be a little bit better. So, like I was saying, a lot happened yesterday. We ended up going to SeaWorld yesterday instead of what was supposed to be today originally. But I mean, still had a great time. I was able to go to the water park. I got my family in for the regular park tickets. The only thing I will say is we got there kind of late, so I only had like an hour and a half at the water park. I mean, I still had fun. It was still a good time. I didn't ride any of the roller coasters just because personally, I don't really like roller coasters all that much. But no, yeah. Sorry I didn't film any of that. That's just mostly because my GoPro is not water resistant and it's one of the old ones. But hopefully soon, like I said, I should be getting a Hero 13. So hopefully with that new addition, it should be a little bit better. But the time is 10:04 in the morning here in San Antonio. Currently just walking around the Riverwalk. This is my favorite pastime to do here, honestly, is waking up early in the morning and just walking it, just feeling it. Because most of the time, this early in the morning, there's nobody here. I mean, as you can see, there's barely anybody walking around with me, too. Um, but, I mean, other than that, there was a rainstorm yesterday that was really loud, honestly. It woke me up at least 3 times. But anyways, today I'm gonna be doing some self-exploring. Um, we'll see what happens tomorrow. Cause at the water park, I actually made some new friends with the people there, and they actually invited me to go over to their party on Friday. Completely strangers, by the way. They live here in San Antonio, and they were like, "Yeah, you should come on Friday. It'll be nice." So hopefully on Friday we can go ahead and do that. And today I'll be doing like just small things here, going to the mall, Alamo, just the tourist stuff for today. Try to meet some new people, and hopefully that'll be a good vlog for you guys today. So hope you guys enjoy. All right, guys. So we finally made it to the Alamo. It was a good 1 mile apparently from the hotel. I thought it was closer, to be honest, but here it is. In case you guys have never seen it, and usually this is all open. And you actually have access to the Riverwalk down there. You can like go through here and then go down there and then you can go in there, but it's closed right now because they're doing construction. But no, yeah. I mean, it's nice to come here early in the morning because I mean, it may seem packed right now, but this is actually dead for what it's supposed to be in the Alamo. Um,
Por favor, no toquen o recárguense sobre las paredes. Thank you very much for visiting. Please do not touch or lean on the wall. Thank you for visiting the Alamo Church.
So I'm here with two reenactors at the Alamo. Thankfully, they gave me the option to interview them since we're in the middle of a rainstorm here. Let's start off with your guys' name. What's your name?
My name is Cameron.
Cameron. And Cameron, how long have you been here?
At the Alamo, about a year and a half.
And in San Antonio?
About the same time.
Where are you from originally?
Originally, I'm from Houston.
What made you move over here?
This job.
Really?
Yeah.
And you, sir, what's your name?
My name's Mike.
Awesome, Mike. How long have you been here?
About a year.
About a year. And as well as it's being here at the same time in San Antonio?
Yeah, it's been pretty cool. Yeah, I've been here 1 year on the dot, basically.
And what's your guys' favorite part of your job every day?
Just getting to talk about the history and see myself as a conduit. I get to like read books and then talk about what I read. So
Yeah.
that's really cool.
What I really enjoy is not just showing history through, artifacts and such, but allowing people to do like hands-on history and really experience the material culture at face value. I feel like it's one of the best ways to teach people, not just kids, but adults as well. Because they read all this stuff, they might see something behind a case, but when you're really seeing someone wear it as it would have been worn then or used as it was then, it gives a completely different perspective on how history was. So.
And what's your most favorite fun fact about the Alamo?
There's a lot. Man, that's kind of putting me on the spot. I like all of it really. Just understanding like the history of this place and how it evolves over time, and how it could have been torn down multiple times, but it didn't, and it's still here for people to enjoy now and learn from.
My favorite fact would have to be about some of the commanders here. A lot of the commanders here get the credit, like William Barrett Travis and Bowie, and Crockett is considered to be a commander. But one man who often gets left out is a guy named John Hubbard Forsyth. He's originally where I'm from, but he's from near Buffalo, New York originally. But he was Travis's second in command, and it's very likely that he was arguably the last commander during the battle. But it was really hectic, and no one really knew probably what was going on. But I'm fully, I believe that he was the next in line. So, and I believe that also has something to do with kind of the disputes between the North and the South, from the Civil War and such. So, yeah.
And you mind running me through your day-to-day? What do you guys usually do in the morning till you clock out, usually every day?
We get dressed up depending on the day and like what they want us to talk about, and we come out here and do either table programs where we lay stuff out, talk about material culture, or we just kind of roam around and take pictures with people, things like that. We also do school groups, and then sometimes we get to do like special events off-site, things like that.
Every day there's some weapons demonstrations, so we fire the muskets off and rifles off at 11:30 every day. Don't think it'll be happening today because rain impacts it with black powder, because if it gets wet, it doesn't go off. We typically do that. I today have school groups, but you did see school groups. I really like to do immersive stuff, so, just acting like you would have been in the 1830s if you were a soldier. So, cooking food over the fire or, melting down bullets. I really do enjoy that stuff. So, yeah, great.
If there's something you could change from your daily day-to-day basis, what would you change?
Maybe just not being in the heat so much, I guess. That's really about it.
Being outside in, the Texas heat can be pretty tough. I'm wearing all linen and he's wearing cotton and some linen, and you can only take off so much, so it gets to be pretty rough. So, yeah.
What's been the most favorite part of your job?
I've gotten to meet a lot of really cool people, and I really like getting paid to read.
I would honestly, say meeting a lot of new people. Coming to Texas, I only knew our former boss, but now I've, made a lot of connections, not just here at the Alamo, but across Texas at other historical sites. And reenacting, it was a hobby for me first. And now that I get to be paid to do it, it's pretty cool. So, yeah.
What would you give advice to the future historians coming here every day, wanting to learn something new about history and thinking it as a career path for them?
The main thing is just never stop learning. There's so much history, specifically here, but just Texas and the world in general. And like, there's never a reason to stop learning. There's always something new that can be learned about. So,
don't be afraid to look at hard history, to really, at times, emphasize that hard history, and take it from different perspectives. Don't just take it at one way, but, don't just, be afraid of it, but attack it. Really go in on it and, understand what was going on during that period.
Awesome. And last question to finish it off. Who's your favorite character to play?
I personally like doing Soldado, like I'm doing today, because, they're underrepresented, and they're just as big of a part of this battle as the Texians were, and if anything, they suffered even more hardships. So I think I really enjoyed doing the Soldado.
I really enjoy portraying a member of the New Orleans Greys. They were one of the only units that was uniformed with a military style. So when they were formed up in New Orleans in October of 1835, they received gray uniforms and this really cool hat, and it was emblematic of what the U.S. Army was wearing. But theirs were specifically made out of baby seal skin. So it's just this really cool material culture, and I love being able to show that to the public.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys both for your time. I mean, since we're stuck in the rain, but it was awesome to learn from you guys. I mean, as a little historian nerd myself, I love coming here, you know, learning about the history and being able to share it with the world as well as you guys do with everybody else that comes here. So thank you so much.
Yeah, of course. Thank you. Appreciate it.